Thank you, Tani. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I don't know from where are you all joining, and the people who is listening the recording also. Warm welcome to these sessions. Um, uh, I want to start with little confession. Um, see, I was scared of AI at first. When AI first came into the scene, literally I was scared. Yeah, you had it right. I was scared. I thought AI was coming to take over our jobs. I mean, everybody's telling like that. And guess what? It even took a little bit of my reputation at home also. You know, what happened in this pandemic time and all, we started working from home. Earlier, before pandemic, we used to go to office, and you know, especially people working in IT and environment, families who is not much aware about IT, they think that you are doing some great job in your office. In fact, we are. But what happened was, in during pandemic, we are working from home, and we are kind of exposed. They come to know what we are really doing in office, and they see our day-to-day activities. They sometimes my kids are asking, are you getting paid for doing this kind of work? Jokes apart, I mean, everybody started asking one point of time, why do we need you when AI can do it lot of things? I was like, well, I'm still figuring it out that. But here is a kicker. As I go deeper into it, I realized that AI is just not to here to replacing us. It is here to enhance what we are doing, right? And you know what? Now this knowledge, it's a very important statement. This knowledge became a commodity. If you have money, and it's not like earlier. See, earlier organizations buy knowledge through they recruit some members and all the things they for doing anything. Now, if you wanted to become an organizer or an industrious or a CEO yourself, you can buy the knowledge. It's become a commodity, right? Think about it. Whatever you want to know today, you can find it. And what's even cooler is we can take that knowledge and turn it into action also nowadays. Earlier it was just like, we are asking some question, we are getting answers, those kind of things. But now it's not only like that, we are connected to action also. We usually call it now AI agents, right? AI agent, which has capability to connect to different system. We have multiple technology called MCP, A to A connectivity, all those things. But ultimately, what we are getting this knowledge as a commodity which we're buying or which we are utilizing that can convert as an action to do something. So AI isn't just taking our jobs, it's opening up a world of new jobs and opportunities. So this makes more excited. So future is really brighter than ever. With that said, it is actually lot of I just forgot to move this slide, but by the way, this is what it is. It's actually role shifting is happening. It's not right like we are losing all the jobs and all those stuff. So we are going to get see lot of new opportunities. Somebody has knowledge as a commodity. Just assume like that. Earlier we have APIs, SaaS services, and everything. You can start utilizing it for doing any purpose. Now it's knowledge itself as a commodity, right? So again, with that said, I want to introduce myself. Myself, Sujithkumar. I'm working as a director in CGI. Usually, um, I do this kind of sessions. And most of the time I may try to make these sessions lightweight to approach to almost all group of members. So in case if you wanted to really discuss with some creative ideas, thoughts, or you want some support to make your ideas to be in the real world solutions and all. I could also help you in case really required. We can actually connect together. You can see my LinkedIn um, profiles here. If you are interested, you can actually connect with me. Right. So what are we going to do today? Story begins here, right? My manager asked me a question. See, Sujit, we are seeing a lot of agent, AI agent, all this concept. Now, you know that we are a company who's basically doing deliveries. So how do we make this SDLC process better using AI agents? So it's an inspiration. Oh, yeah. It's very interesting to hear and very nice to hear also. And but when I start thinking about it, building an AI agent system to support SDLC. So with that perspective, how can we use AI to enhance our software development lifecycle? At first, okay, I thought, right, it's a huge question. But when we started breaking it down into something smaller, what if an agent can be used every steps of SDLC? Imagine this, like requirements. Basically, that is starting point for us most of the time, right? So we have an agent that's responsible for gathering and refining the requirements. It's not only just will ask the right questions, but it will also bring the context of our past projects, and it has knowledge of worldwide knowledge. It has that genuine knowledge. Along with that, we can train it with our past projects and user feedback. It's pretty cool, right? So it's that way. We if we have an agent which can talk to this SDLC process, talk instead of BSA or BA or a developer. Somebody start talking to the customer. There's an agent which can ask this kind of question and collect all these things and document it. Assume that a scenario like that. Once it's documented, next stage is usually in SDLC we have a design. Let's have a design. Then we have an agent helping with the design. So this one will suggest best practices based on our previous successful designs. It can utilize that one and even bring the new design patterns also from the latest trend, right? So we can bring it together. In fact, this is what our architects, designers all are doing. Their knowledge, their previous knowledge, and they will look at market, what's happening. And of course, there is one thing is there which AI could not do that we'll discuss later, but rest of the things is basically we can do it. Now, as the next step, development. Now, here is a fun one, a coding agent. You know that we have a lot of coding agents like Cursor, GitHub Copilot, all those things are there. It can help. We can also utilize same agents and we can make the custom agent just like GitHub Copilot. It can help automate certain aspects of our coding, and it can write some boilerplate codes for you, even suggest some improvements. See, it's no more starting at the screen just thinking where do I start and all those things. You are actually getting a starting point. Even you're getting a lot of help as a development agent. Now next, you need to have a testing agent. So AI agent for testing would always handling writing test cases, executing tests, and doing analyzing this result, almost like having a little AI tester running around and keeping everything in check. Just a testing agent. Now we will have deployment, release, all those things. So let's assume, okay, there will be a release agent. So finally everything is ready. We have a release agent that handles deployment, monitoring, even scaling if we are in doing cloud and all, if scaling based on the need, right? So these all agents, if they start working together, right? So it is not that much. If it individually some agent, it is not that the end of the things, right? We have these all agent can also work together and constantly sharing data in between so that we get the best outcome of each part of the SDLC. So they will talk each other like a team of experts, and this way no one misses a thing. And future probably, uh, maybe it's not long. We need to wait. Future it will be like you are kind of a product owner. Individual developers also a product owner, and under you there is a list of agents who can do the work for you, and that's the team. It's going to be mostly that's going to be the future, right? Um, Now everything we are talking about, okay, agent and all, but see, we have got AI agent handling almost pretty okay in theory, everything pretty much right. But here's the thing, we still need to bring that human touch. AI is really brilliant, but sometimes we need that human decision making, and moreover AI cannot really imagine too much. Some kind of see, we AI can take the information from past. Just a simple example: if you give all your inputs, this is what I am and all, and if you ask AI, where am I going to be after 5 years, after 1 year, pretty much AI might not be right. That answer you can change yourself. That is our humans capability. Similar way, if you take it in a software or other areas, human has you know that imaginary power, and some context of something you can take it from one uh, one use case that you can apply in another use cases. That kind of thinking thought process is still getting into the training mode, and more training is required to to reach to that level. So we need human decision makings and human touch over that. So a little bit of approvals, creativity. So in the middle of all these agents working together, we need those moments where manual interaction required. So think about it. AI can suggest a best solution, but you, the human, get to say that, yeah, okay, that's one. Or hold on, let's tweak it here and there a bit. So agent help you move faster, but you will be the captain of the ship, right? So we need human agent. Now, how do we utilize this human agent coming in picture? So today we are going to talk about in the demo, especially this use case. So we start with Copilot Studio, how we can do this thing. Then we will go to Azure Foundry. Then we'll do, in case both of these are not there, I want to do it entirely through coding. We'll go to that section also. How do we manage it through coding? So to connect to the human, what are the opportunity we have? So if you are using Copilot Studio, you have inbuilt integration. If you are using CRM omni-channel, you can actually connect to that. And if you don't have, if you are not interested only Teams, you want other messages has to, some messages has to go to WhatsApp, some messages has to go as a SMS to the manual interaction, and different channel is required. You can use Azure Communication Service. I'm not going to talk about Azure Community. That was there in the in the system for a long time. It is the basic main engine of Teams also using this engine to build all this framework of chat, communico calls and all the things. um, but here I want to tell one thing. The demo which I am planning to show, which is connecting to ACS, uh, is AI world, right? It's become outdated. So in July and even end of June, we are going to get better connectivity with Copilot Studio and um, Azure Communication Service. So till that time, if you really wanted to know how we can utilize this, you can refer these links which I am sharing here. So, but I really don't want to share that as demo because it's became outdated. You are going to get better solution in a month. So let's go look for the better solution. How is the connectivity happening? But the concept is same. You can actually add this concept in between, right? So now. Mm, so this ACS enables us, if you from Copilot Studio, if you use telephony preview or chat previews not yet came in the channels. Chat preview is going to supposed to come in this month. It's still not. I don't see it is it is there in the preview mode yet. It is in the private preview. So once we have that one, we can easily connect to ACS, especially to pass the communication as a chat, and which will even send messages, SMS and WhatsApp, those kind of messages can then, and it can actually track that full communication, right? So this is a little bit technical stuffs which I am missing over here, which I'm not showing you guys, but within a month you are going to see that in the Copilot Studio world, and it is a technology you can easily find out how to configure that. Basically, Copilot Studio is a no code low code tool, right? So it's a demo time. Let me take you. Um, Daniel, demo screen is visible, right? Copilot Studio is visible. Just want to confirm. Um,
Yes, yes, we're able to see it 100%. Yep, we're good.
yeah, sure. Right. People are already, or you already worked in Copilot Studio or any Azure OpenAI services, and all. This window will be very familiar for you. Uh, Microsoft has this no code low code tool. So when you ask why you no code low code tool, is very simple question. So if you are, I'm sitting here in my chair, even if standing also I cannot touch my ceiling. But if I standing on a table, I can easily touch my ceiling, right? So it is just a helper tool for you to make anything which you wanted to make for your business. So business is what actually running your everything. So if you wanted to make whatever is required for business quicker, faster, cheaper, uh, I cannot say fully cheaper, but yeah, quicker, faster, and less knowledge, or maybe even. Oh, okay, no code, low code is very simple term now. Everybody knows. I don't need to explain too much. So, Microsoft no code, low code tool is Power Platform, and this Copilot Studio is one of the component in that Power Platform. Uh, so, using this Copilot Studio, even a person who don't have much knowledge on technology wise, you can create a lot of stuff very quickly. If you want to create apps, websites. Similarly here, this Copilot Studio will help you to create agents, right? So it is very easy to create an agent. So our session is not creating agent, but I just show you guys how it is easy. If click a new agent, you have a copilot to support to create an agent. You can give information what type of agent you want, something like any name you can give, right? So, and it will ask for what purpose you are using this. You give the description, what you are expected to this agent to do. All those information you can give, so you are getting a copilot to create a copilot agent, right? So that kind of it's that easy it is. So you start giving information, and you can even skip that configuration whatever is asking for, then you fill all those things, and you will be able to create an agent very quickly. So I just show you guys what agents is being created, and what was the prompt, or what of the information is provided to that agent. So we were talking about, we need to cover up three stuffs today, right? So Copilot Studio, similarly Foundry, and direct coding. So let me directly take to you. This is not very difficult stuff. You can understand. I did it in 7 hours ago, so that means it's very easy to do, right? So that's a simple statement for it. So d- anybody can get into this very quickly. As I mentioned, it's a no-code, low-code tool. So in this SDLC multi-agent assistant, what I did was I gave a name. Of course, we need to give a name. A description not provided. We can give actually, but some instruction is being provided very clearly. This is something called prompt. So in AI, whoever is working it, this is very directly connected for you, right? You have to instruct or you have to ask or you have to define what is actually you wanted to do, make that model to do. So here is agent. I'm saying your job is to understand user intent, ask clarifying question, or so whatever happening in SDLC. I just mentioned it here. In fact, it is supposed to call some actions, right? I'll tell you what is it. By the way, in starting we will talking about just prompting only, and each SDLC agent. So we are going to create sub agents or other child agents or another agent. You just think like that. Some agents. So similarly, how we work in an organization as a team, we are creating. We will have multiple experts. Similarly, we are creating multiple agents: requirement agent, design agent, dev agent, test agent, like that. Um, we are telling that this is specialized. They are specialized for that cases. So requirement agent is specializing for something. Um, Design agent for specializing for something like that. I've just mentioned that there are agents and say that okay, you need to summarize everything and give a right question, ask right question, give the right things, all those things. So this is what we've been given, and I didn't mention any knowledge. So you can even define a specific knowledge as per your past project, past data, past information. You can define that one. Especially this is a demo and we are doing it for a community event, so I didn't add any specific document related to any organizations here. But a nice thing, one thing you notice, there is a tab called agent. So here it will show you all the related agent for this SDLC agent, right? We have a design agent, release agent, requirement agent, test agent, right? And we have I think this is release design, requirement, test, and coding agent, right? So let me take one by one. It's all considered as a child agent. If you wanted to create an agent, a sub agent for a parent agent, or you want to connect an agent to agent, you can simply connect like this. You can have an click on that add agent. You have an option here, create an agent or connect to an existing agent. So if you're creating an agent, it will come under that parent agent's context. There is nothing specifically, uh, nobody is saying that you are always has to do like this. Okay, it's up to you how you wanted to define. If you consider requirement agent is a standalone agent and you are going to utilize it some other places, so you can create a separate agent altogether. Otherwise, if you think that you want to have a SDLC full process and separate it as a complex logic into small pieces, of course, you can select this option, which is creating a child in that main context itself. Right. So in this case, specifically, I did was this SDLC process. I don't want to take requirement agent alone and do something else outside. So I created lightweight agent under this one. So you can actually simply select and it will take you to the agent. So same screen, what you've seen in initially to create an agent, same screen, you can give details, all those things. Right. After that, just save it. It will create another agent for you. So just to showcase, yeah, we can create agents very quickly. Just not applicable, something like that I'm giving. So just to show that, okay, there is, you can easily create an agent. So you see this agent came here, right? You can switch on, switch off, whether that agent is being used, not used, all the things. So if you don't want to use this agent, you can switch off that agent, that specific agent. So it is not being used your under process. Right. So let's take some of the agent, what is been given here, requirement agent. So requirement agent, as just mentioned earlier, okay, requirement agent is used. When will be used? The agent chooses based on the description, right? So it is being decided by the system itself when I am supposed to use. So if there's some question coming on requirement, automatically it will go to requirement. When there's something related to design, it will go to design agent. It's like it will take care itself. So it's self-sufficient to do this, right? So what is instruction given? You are a requirement agent. Your task is to help capture business needs, user stories, and acceptance criteria. Ask, these are all the asks which you are going to do. Which feature module is for who used to persona, what are the exposed outcomes. When ready, call capture requirement flow. This is basically to download your entire requirement as a content and store it in a folder. So this is where the MCP connector or Power Automate, all those things which you can utilize. Right, it's just not only communication. The content we have to store somewhere, or maybe you can utilize using Flow. You can connect to your real system like GitHub Copilot and all. Sorry, in GitHub Actions and GitHub DevOps and all. You can pass this flow as the requirements over there, or you have a separate SharePoint folder, store the documents. All those things can be done. But you see that it is not been added that tool here. Okay, I just kept like this. It is each organization how you wanted to manage, you can actually manage like that, but create the concept, right? So this is what you are here again, you can add, especially requirement, you can add your project specific proprietary data, your organization specific proprietary data, so that while it's asking the questions and related information, it will refer the data of this, right? So now requirement agent. Similarly, if you take release agent, same thing, different name. Agent will decide based on the description, assisting in creating wireframes and architecture diagram. That is what we are planning. So what we design is doing, you say you are a design agent, you assist in creating wireframes and architecture diagrams. Mobile, desktop, both, which these are the general questions which is supposed to, other than this, it will ask other questions as per is its knowledge level also. Okay, it's not just like always whatever question we defined. It's a sample for them. It's to understand this is how I need to behave. Similarly, if you go to coding agent, so here we are defining DevOps user stories and repics, and what we need to do front and back and both, preferred tech stack, what tech stack we have to use, all the dev planning, which all what all the list of works of this development activities we will planning for this. Similarly, if you go for testing, what are the functionality or module being tested? Is this manual or automated testing? What browser, platform, blah, 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 all those things, which all, see, you can, this is just a prompting, by the way. So such prompt, you can easily, suppose if you don't know how to create this prompt also, you can ask your LLM models like ChatGPT or Gemini, anything. So that also will give you, support you, help to, and you can make it based on your organization. Additionally, what kind of prompt you need to do, right? Then release agent. What's the release version, key feature, fixes, what is this release for, whether it's doing releasing on QA environment, UAT environment, production environment. You can define all those things. Okay, so I believe all of you get an idea how this has been all connected each other. Now let's try this in the practice, how it's going to do. Okay, so in Copilot Studio, the good part of it, before you deploy, deliver, or move this agent to any channel, you have option to test it yourself, right? So let's start testing. So we haven't published it yet. So if you see a small box here, when I click test, that is where you can actually utilize your testing and all those things. So let's have some requirements. Create a login page. Very this is we can give any requirement, by the way. Okay, so this is very generic requirement. Most of the people knows it how it look like. So we will give that kind of requirements. Create a login page for a mobile app. So we can imagine things very quickly, right? So for the demo purpose, this is my requirement. So I ask that thing. So you can see an activity map. The activity map, so immediately showing that what is it actually. So it is helping us how our agent is entirely working. So you can say that it is directly taken me to design agent. Create a login page for a mobile. Could you please provide more details about feature or module, user personas, or expected outcome of the login page? So requirement agent kind of understand this is my requirement directly. So I will ask, I have more requirement. What is going to happen? So you can see in the left side which all agent is coming in picture. Now directly from design agent, it's jumped to requirement agent. So it is asking me now. Uh, so this portion, activity map portion, is just to, as a developer or a builder, you to understand what is actually um, happening behind the scene. Ultimately, user is not going to see all these things. Okay, what you are seeing is this one. Please provide more details on the following: feature module details, user persona, expected outcome, additional requirement for mobile application, as this specific requirement. Do we need offline capabilities? All those things. This is asking. Basically, I didn't put all these questions in my persona or the prompt, but still it is going asking all these things to me, right? Um, no, I just need a screen, screen for login, make user to log into this app. So now it went to UI wireframe. Okay, so it's asking a UI wireframe for login page for a mobile application has been created. The login page will allow user to log into the app. Would you like to proceed any other task or requirement? More details about feature and module, what you wanted to login page. Can you tell me the design? Can we me the design? More details about the feature or module, user or persona. Okay, this is going to use by external members. User persona. Insurance agents are going to log in to the system for checking their policy commissions. Just creating a scenario, okay? Oh, it's looping through. Interesting. Um, can you move forward? Okay, now it is telling little different user there. No? Yeah. Show me what. Explain me how would be the screen look like? User has to log in into the main screen where they can see the commission details. Been it has been already built. Okay, some reason right, it is looping through. Okay, let me copy this and say that okay, you continue. Hmm. See, now you can see what all things in left side. It's a created a task requirement agent, which group it has to be. So it is created a UI task in my planner for me, and it is asking me what group ID you need to support. So POC planner. So it is basically not able to connect my planner. That has been not connected. That has been not done. So let me talk about the development activities of this. Front-end development, back-end development, integration, testing, deployment, maintenance. So now it is went to agent. Agent is which we given earlier. We didn't properly named it. It's a development agent. Okay. Would you like to proceed with any other task? So these are the list of tasks. Now, if you wanted to say that, can you explain more about the backend task, development task itself for login page? So it is, see, you can see that it is identifying the backend development activities for login page. Mobile application includes setting up authentication system, designing and setting up the database, developing API, endpoints, all those things. See, the summary output, we we are actually not presenting in the UI here. We are actually saving it as a data in the behind the scene. But you can see that now requirement agent is taken care. How do we deploy it? Test this. I understand there is little bit flow missed out here. I need to be a little bit more on the prompting what we had generated the agent. Probably I need to train a little bit more. So it is some items it is giving general information. So you can say that testing this is general information, but we wanted to little bit more on the login page testing alone. It has to be context has to be a little bit more. This is general information. Everybody knows that okay, integration testing has to be done, security testing has to be done. Yes, of course, but I want to set the context a little bit or on the login page itself. So probably more training, something is missing out in the training need to be done. Of course, I didn't test it fully. Initially, when I tested it, it was working perfect or the way which I want. Now a little bit deviated. All right. So, but it is again, you can. The idea is it is gone to one agent to other agent to take care what all this different task is being done, and very limited prompt is being provided so far. We can give more details and we can take it to next layer. So now release agent. How do I want to release this? I want to release it. So it's taken release agent now. So summarize release activities. So it is asking me what is the release version of the login page, what key feature fixes or changes, and where are you going to release? That is general question which we defined also. So we are saying that release version 1.0 target environment. It is to QA and live date is July 1st. So it is actually creating summary for it and it is storing also. So it basically what is happening, seeing using different agent, we are actually communicating and give different work to different agent. Of course, agents are not even the perfect level of 30-40 percentage. We need to little bit more trained it, but the idea is same. It's about training means give right prompt and define it right knowledge base, a little bit more work on it, but overall framework this way, what the message what I want to pass you guys is using this multiple agent, you are able to handle your entire SDLC process, and you are getting a knowledge of your past project, and you are getting knowledge from outside. See, if you are doing it yourself, everything, if as a person, for example, if requirement agent, which you need to ask the right question, collecting information, creating a document of it, think about it. We are going to remove or replace that person, or we are going to get help of that person. So the more delivery we can do it, because we are getting extra hands as an agent over here. So uh, but the coolest part is a single agent actually based on the need of the conversation, it is diverting into different child agent, and each work is taken by each agent, and it is coming back and deciding what to do next, right? And as part of this is the different actions also happening, and it's storing information using Power Automate or MCP server or anything connected. So tools, you can see I didn't add much tools, just a simple tool to create a task in the planner. So it will create a task as part of the requirement agent. So that much only, but it is there is no limitation on this. You can, if you look at add tools, you have more lot of connectors available to whatever connectors you use. There are some connectors which are directly available for the different system. If nothing is not really helping for you, you have two options like flow and model context protocol. That is nothing. MCP, you can create an API, you can use that API to connect it to your MCP context. I mean, using that MCP, you can connect to that API and to talk to the any other system. If you have a Power Automate flow, you can create a Power Automate flow, and Power Automate flow again have a 200 plus connectors. You can use all those things, and it can connect to different system and give that information back. So it's like opportunities are unlimited, and there are a lot of ways you can make entire cycle very nicely. So this is Copilot, by the way. Now, um, Copilot, of course, it's a no code, low code. So, you wanted to do a little bit more controlled manner, or maybe you want to do more predefined, fine tune your model, what you want to utilize, and all those things. And of course, if that is the case, if you are still working in Microsoft, people will start working on Foundry, Azure Foundry. So this is another tool where you can still utilize your agent concept. So in Azure Foundry, you can create agents. Okay, so in Azure, is it one of the Azure service? Of course, with OpenAI service, if you enable it, now you have a feature to create agent. Similar way, more or less, again, you can create using different basic, like here also the SDLC orchestration agent, what it has, uh, giving you are a smart orchestration, I'm giving a lot of information to it. This is what it is. Simple, it's very simple prompt. You can actually make a lot of things, right? A lot of prompt here instructions, and you can decide what kind of model which you need to. You create a existing baseline model. Otherwise, you can fine tune that model based on your organization's need and use that model for your purpose. So here DevOps agent. So I'm asking, telling that DevOps agent role is design DevOps, how to do and all those things. Requirement agent, design agent. Similarly, and these agents don't have a connected agent, but SDLC orchestration agent has a connected agent. So you can say design, requirement, testing, development. So it is here also similar way. If you are testing in, and suppose you have a requirement, or you want to upload a document and say that what is it supposed to do. I want to create a microservice. Okay, I want to create a microservice for payment processing. Simply saying some requirement. I don't know what is going to come out, but yeah, let's see. So it's, see, now it's gonna start connecting the agents. I have prepared a comprehensive set of requirement for this payment processing. Would you like to save this requirement document? Yes, please specify PDF or document. See, this much detail is giving. So if you want to ask, okay, show me the details first. Show me the details first. So it is ready to create a PDF out of this. So see, oh, it's keep generating. Wait a minute. So here are the detailed requirement: payment method supported, core functionalities, security, API, scalability, and okay, all those things. Please design this app service. So a little bit better than we are getting better result than Copilot Studio here. Of course, both are using same models only. Ultimately, probably that question which we ask a little different. By the way, see, its concept is same. The one additional step. So here it's saying that okay, this is what you need to do: API gateway, handling clients, or tooth, payment service managing. These all what all things you need to do. So let me get me all the DevOps task for it. So each time uh, it's not using the same agent. That you need to understand. This is basically behind the scene. It is using different agent based on our agent setup. So here are the infrastructure setup, right? It is asking my queue. See the all this is. So I'll ask now a little bit more technical question. Can you give me the step by step Terraform details to set up this? Uh, Interesting part is after this, if you want to really process this, now we are just asking questions, we are getting information, task, all those things, but now I am asking like what it has to do, right? Really, what it is, what prompt or not what prompt, what Terraform, what is the content of it. Now, one point of time, if you use the proper connectors, even you can say that go and do it. So it's go back and do the real work for you. So it's given the Terraform details. How do you set up all those things? So it is going to that direction where it is creating the code for you, right? So look at that. That's where if you want, I can help you prepare Kubernetes manifest or Helm charts. So create it. So you are going to deploy this in a Kubernetes. So it's give that details. Then if you have that real connector, like using MCP or the existing connectors which you have, Azure also has a MCP connector. So if you have that one, you even it can hit your DevOps and or your pipelines and in your infrastructure as a service. Then it can actually deploy those things for you. Even code also, right? So that's the beauty of it. Now this is second part of it. Third portion, and of course all these areas you can actually given the human touch of it, right? I want to talk to the specific agent. Here also you have the connectivity option to ACS. You can actually do through ACS, or you can use the Teams connector, or you can connect to instead of Power Automate. You can utilize it to Power Automate, but if you wanted to connect, you can use what is the tool equivalent to Power Automate here? Logic apps. So you can use logic apps and you can utilize same connectors, whatever you want, all those things you can easily build with this. Now, this is second part of this, right? Now, you don't want to utilize, okay, by the way, if Azure Foundry is there, this can be deployed as a website or API, or the service can be built as the advantage of this one. Copilot, you have a lot of channels inbuilt integrated. You can simply deploy your agent into that channels. But here you are more getting a power of control. Wherever you want it, you can deploy these agents, not limited to the channels which is available in just like Copilot Studio. And you can do more fine tuning. You have more control of developing this agent. Okay, Right. So the third option is even though you now we tried option for no code low code tool and next level of little professional tool like Azure Foundry, still you are not happy. You want to do with coding, right? So some of the framework which is available now, if you want to do like that, you can even you use framework like AutoGen, especially we are talking about Microsoft. So let's talk about AutoGen. AutoGen kind of framework you can utilize. There also, of course, we followed a lot of things. So whether I need to do everything manually, no, not really. If you have a GitHub Copilot and all, if you give right prompt, it will generate and their code for you in agentic mode. If you select agentic mode, give right prompt. I built entire this project. It's not a production ready project or even QA ready project, but I'm trying to say that um, you can do a lot of things with the current AI tools which is available. So this entire project is being built with GitHub Copilot. So it is having this is something like insurance thing. So you assume that you have a new insurance is submitted. So it is insurance business case is submitted, and after that it is case is processing, case is issuing. So different agents for each of this, and underwriting. It's going through some underwriting process. It's identifying risk, what all the things. Then you have an orchestration nature that is using AutoGen, and you have a manual agent also, right? So which is supporting for connecting to your ACS to do the work. Manual agent tool. There is a tool to connect your ACS, and you can connect to that. So see here, it's not about going through each and every line of code. The purpose is here the possibility and what you can do with these things, how quickly you can do the things with this all these tools which is available in the market. Right. So with that said, let us go back to our. So okay, in short, this one we are using one of the tool which you can use create multiple agent is AutoGen, and you can build multiple agent communicating together. Here also you can create SDLC itself. So I took some different sample. This multiple agent can talk each other, and you can deploy this agent. Now it is in your code in your area, right? So you decide what you need to do with this agent, right? You can use any models, any kind of controls which you want, any kind of tools which you want. It is fully under your control when it's coming to the code. Okay, so that's it's a different way of handling the agent along with human interaction in between. Um, Now, so final thoughts. What is then what is the conclusion we are reaching now? So AI is not an assistant, right? We understand it is just not an assistant or just not an tool which is just going to take our work. It's not like that. In fact, it is more than that. Uh, it is where we are going, right? uh, by the demo, at least I think it makes it little clear for you guys to understand with this multi-edge and all those things how he's going to help us. But trust me, this is not just a beginning. The world of AI is actually evolving super fast. Daily things are changing. Even the demo which I supposed to show earlier is outdated. So I came to the new demo. So it is just not about chatbots or virtual assistant anymore. It's about connected agent at this point of time, and that handle real world process for you. From sending proactive messages, helping you make decisions, all those things. So if you connect all these things together, just imagine what is the future. So wrap it up. I want you to take one thing this away. This future is really bright. Everybody is going to be like product owner. You have a lot of force for you. You can think whatever you want to create. So AI is here to enhance everything what we do, every area. So we are not just talking about replacing jobs. We are talking about making our job easier, faster, more impactful. Of course, when our job is easier, more jobs will come automatically. So no matter what role you are in, whether it's a tech or business, there's room for AI to improve your workforce and their option. So let's embrace this, explore more possibilities, and trust that AI is the tool we all have been waiting for. So hey, so don't worry, I won't take our job. It will just help you do things better. Maybe, just maybe, it will even get your coffee order right away. That's it. Thank you all. Thank you for this community giving me an opportunity to present these things together.